Why, hello. Welcome to Coming Home with Mama T. I'm your host, Tiara, aka Mama T. And on this podcast, we explore the journey of creating the life of our desires through mastering manifestation, maintaining a positive mindset, and living luxuriously. And the theme for today is money. Money, and more specifically, money ritual. Ooh, yes, honey, what is it? Tell me about it. I will tell you. So, a ritual is simply a activity, a tradition, something that we might do to help embody energy. Yes, and I've talked about energy being everything. Everything has a frequency. Money has a frequency. So bringing into this physical form, doing something into our physical body that allows us to really feel that emotion and that energy, and in that get ourselves on that spiritual plane, connecting our physical self to our spiritual self and the mindset in between, so that we can align with what it is that we desire. So that's what the purpose of a ritual is, to really connect in with that energy, to help us hold that energy. Yeah, and so you can apply a ritual to anything, or a tradition to anything. I think about holidays like Christmas, Easter, or the solstice and the Ostara, the equinox, like these different things, regardless of if they have a religious intent to it or not. It all ties into a specific type of energy and celebration of something. Yes, and so money ritual. Why? What is that? Well, I said money is frequency, right? Money is an energy, and we have to lean into the energy of money if we want to have more of it. It's simple as that, right? If we have a belief structure and a mindset and a like feeling that money is bad, but you want more money in your bank account, like, you can't really have it both ways, right? I find that a lot of like spiritual practitioners, a lot of spiritual coaches, a big issue is like we live in this realm, this paradigm, if you will, that is very financially based. Like everything that we might want or need typically has a price tag associated with it. And then they feel like the knowledge and the experience that they provide, while they want to be able to live and thrive in this society, they might have an issue with aligning a dollar sign to the work that they do. Like, they love to do it, and it livens them up, and now they're like, well, okay, but it makes me happy to do it, so like, why should I get paid for it? Why not? Why don't we do the things, get paid for the things that we actually love to do? Yeah. But that's not really the conversation we're having. We're talking about ritual, right? So the ritual would be helping us, maybe change up our money story. The ritual that we might do may help us bring into that physical. So like maybe writing something down, or doing something that physically gets into our bodies, and we can practice it more and more, so that it gets into our minds, our subconscious, and becomes a whole new belief, so that we can root out, which is something that we talked about in another video, root out that previous belief structure, so that we could live in the new one and experience financial abundance. Yeah. So doing a money ritual could look like, maybe it's a once a month thing. Maybe you align it with like a moon cycle, or, maybe you just pick a day that feels, I don't know, financially abundant to you. A lot of people get paid maybe on a Friday or like a Thursday night. So maybe the days that you get paid, if you're on a, like, I don't know, a monthly or a bi-weekly plan cycle or whatever, maybe you want to do a ritual on the day that you get paid before you look at your bank account and like, maybe call in extra money, I don't know, surprise money, bonus money, commission, whatever. So you might want to align it with a cycle kind of thing. You might want to do, maybe you've come up on like a hard time, layoffs, or whatever, got fired, or your business just like went under, or maybe a good one, maybe something like unexpected comes up, an unexpected bill. You have to buy a new car, or the refrigerator goes out, whatever, and you're like, oh, I have to like spend unexpected money that I didn't have. You might want to do a ritual for maybe, a day, 3 days, a week, whatever number feels good to you, 1, 3, 7, or like I said, whatever, however many days intuitively speak to you. You might want to do a ritual to bring in enough cash flow to cover the expense, the unexpected expense that just showed up. Yeah. You want to cover, the money that you might have been bringing in from the job until you get a new job, or have created a new business, or whatever. So these are why we might want to do it, is so that we can bring forward money, right? We can align better with that frequency of money, and we can attach a denomination to it. That being said, I want to bring to your mind that it's all the same frequency. So, $1 million and a penny are the same frequency because it's the frequency of money. But sometimes we get into our heads about how easy it is to bring in a penny into our lives, because we're like, oh, people just like leave pennies. Like you could probably find one if you just go digging in your couch, or, walk down the street. Hey, there's a penny right there. Boom. Like we have an easy belief that a penny can just show up anywhere. But we don't have an easy belief that $1 million can just show up anywhere as a collective. And so it makes it harder for us to align with that level, or that capacity of the frequency of the money. I think of it as like a radio, right? So we're just like, okay, $1 million is on 92.1, but we're operating on, I don't know how radios work. Like maybe, so like if you're 92.1, if you're like operating on like 15.3, you're not on the same frequency, right? And so your experience on that radio, it's the same radio. We're just like playing around with the frequency, and we're just hanging out at the 15 space and not the 92 space. So therefore the 92 space is not attainable for us. We're unable to hear the bops that are bopping, on that channel, right? We're missing out on, I don't know, Usher or whatever that's playing at that frequency. We're over here listening to Shania Twain. Why these names? I don't know. This is how my brain works. But completely different music styles. Nothing wrong with either one of them. Nothing wrong. You might like it. You might like one. You might like the other. You might not like any of them. You might like both of them. It doesn't matter. Nothing wrong. They're doing their jam. And we get to choose whether or not we're going to hop on their frequency. We're going to hop on their little train. Yeah? So if we want to hop on that money train, we got to make sure our money energy is right? So we participate in ritual. And that is why I think it's important to bring ritual into our practice. And you can do ritual by yourself. You don't need anybody. Honestly, you don't need anything to have a ritual. It is literally setting an intention and having creating sacred space for yourself, honestly, whether it's physically like, hey, I have my meditation room, and it's got these pillows that are made out of the finest of silk, and the whatever, right? You've literally created a physical space. Or when I say holding space for yourself, it's really just taking the time for yourself to sit and hold the energy. That's it, right? That's it. sit and hold. Like, it's an intentional spot. Like, you're like, hey, today at 5:37 p.m., I am going to sit on my bed and I am going to hold the energy of $1 million for 5 minutes. And that is it. Like that can be a ritual, right? You didn't need any sort of actual tools to do it. That's it. Like, your energy, right? Your energy is everything. I say it all the time, right? So like, that is all you need. You can add things to it and really like make it feel more luxurious and more divine. And I find that having more tools does help us like have more tangibility to it, rather than just working in the quantum, as if you will, which is what the like sitting there and finding that frequency and holding that frequency, when sitting in that quantum space, like bringing it in the body with actual things like crystals or candles and whatever, you can do that as well. And that helps to hold the same frequency, right? Helps to do it, but it's still the energy is you, right? The energy is you. It's not the accoutrement that we bring in. They are supportive items that might resonate at the energy that you're looking to bring in, and they can help support you with maintaining it, but it's still you and your energy. Yes. So with that, you can do your ritual on your own with nothing or as much tools as you would like to use. And you can also do ritual with other people. When it comes to doing ritual with other people, I highly recommend making sure they're people that you really enjoy their energy, like you trust and love and care to be with, and you can amplify your magic together. I will say also, if you are doing ritual with other people, making sure that the intentions that are being set are intentions that you support, right? So like, maybe all of you, I think, like, if you think about, I don't know, practical magic, movies that have like witches in them, right? And they have a community. Like, what's coming to mind is like a coven of witches. So like all these women around a fire and they're chanting together, that kind of thing. Or Game of Thrones. I'm just thinking about like all the red witches, or like, all like sitting together, and people, that can bring fear to some people. So if you're in a space and you're like, I'm afraid this doesn't feel good, I wouldn't recommend leveraging your energy or leaning's not the word, lending your energy to that space, right? Because if you're not comfortable, don't tap into it, right? Don't be a part of it. You're like, all right, cool, like, I'm gonna exit, I'm gonna leave stage left, like outie, and that's okay. That's totally okay. I want you to feel that you're in a safe space when you are working with others. And another thing to bring forward is, if you are, working on something, I think it's great. I think it makes it more powerful. Like I said, in another video where I talked about, like, I said out loud to someone that, hey, like, I want to lean all the way into my business. I would be okay if I got laid off. And then I got laid off. Like, by putting that energy and sharing that energy with someone else, I feel like I manifested that. Like, there you go, boom. And, is it a little scary? Yes, not a big deal. But is it a big deal? No. So with that, I really think that it helps to share your intention with other people, because one, it builds confidence in that intention that you have for yourself to be able to speak it out loud and share it with people. But again, making sure that we're sharing these intentions with people that we trust, people that will hold that intention sacredly and be thankful for you sharing that intention with them, and not putting their beliefs or their fears or their worries or whatever onto your intention, right? If they're not supportive of it, then maybe that's not the space for you. That being said, if someone might have an idea to help you better tweak your intention, that's something, if you're open to it, and that's something that you're going to have to communicate with that person. Like, if they're a mentor, if they're a part of the community, whatever, making sure. So like, I know for me, I've been in places and spaces where I'll say like, I want to be famous, and they're like, oh, well, like that's a little much, or da 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 da. And then that's like, okay, but like, this is my intention. I thought we were being able to like just express what it is. And now had someone come to me and been like, you know what? I love that. I love the intention of wanting to have fame, or, you know, be the next Oprah, or whatever it is that you're wanting to do. That being said, right here and right now, what do you feel is your capacity for that intention? And let's see if we can maybe like incrementally raise that vibration. I'm not saying you can't be famous, but like maybe we should raise the roof just a little bit, so we can feel like you can feel like you're accomplishing something step by step. And now we have actual like tick marks for the manifestation. Like if someone presents that way, then you're like, oh yeah, like totally, like it's the fame is here and I'm here. And if I say like, you know, okay, well, I want fame, and fame would equal, I don't know, 13 million followers on, you know, across all social media platforms, right? And then I'm here and maybe I have 100 followers. And so then I'm like, well, okay, well, let's get to like 200 followers. Awesome. Let's maybe 10x it. Let's get to 2,000 followers. And so now I have like these little things. Like I'm still saying like I intend to have fame and be fame and embody fame and fortune and all of this. But also I am paying attention to like how I'm growing and what I'm growing, because I'm also paying attention to like I'm building the faith in my capacity for more. Right? Like if you're like, oh, I want to be this famous, but you can't hold that capacity, the ritual is more about like, let's incrementally move that capacity and like finding what feels good. Like, okay, like 5,000 feels good right now. Like, okay, like I want 13 million, but 13,000 really feels like super doable and super manageable for me right now. You know, like that feels like awesome. All right, so let's put the energy and let's put the ritual towards 13 million or 13,000 for right now, and we'll get to that 13 million a little bit later. Yeah, and that's okay. Right? Allowing ourselves space and time to like align is totally fine. I love the rhyme. So we do the ritual in community for, you know, support and speaking it out loud, building that confidence in the desire and the intention, and by sharing it with somebody else, and then somebody else's energy can help support holding that energy for you, and as well as you lending your energy to help support someone else's intention. And we have to be in a sacred space where people aren't feeling like, oh, well, I'm in competition with this person, so if this person also wants to be famous, you know, I'm not gonna lend my energy to them because like they're gonna take my my clients, my followers, my whatever. Nope, we don't have space for that. That's not the space that at least I'm holding in my sacred space, in my community, in home. You know, I really want us as a community to really witness the abundance, right? There's enough for us all. Like there's abundance out there. We can already see it, right? How many famous people are out there in the world? Celebrities are out there in the world. That would be an entire podcast series, like season, to just name every famous person that is still alive right here today, right now, across the entire world. So obviously, we're okay. Obviously, there is abundance in this world. There is room for us all. So I want our community to understand that there is room for us all, so we don't need to compete. We might be able to, you know, get inspired and motivated by the work that someone else does. Maybe even if they work in the same like niche or whatever, you can even collaborate together and grow together. So there's beauty in all of that, and there's beauty in the community. And I love that. And that is why I brought that into the home membership, because I love to do ritual. And I will share more about a money ritual that I did recently inside the community with more in-depth details. So you can find that once you sign up for home or the one-on-one mentorship, in which you get access to the home membership. But that is why. One, because we can bring in collective energy towards our own intentions, but also to give us the opportunity to build trust and faith and hold the frequency and energy of what it is that we are looking to create in our lives. Yes? So if you're interested in being a part of some rituals with me, then I highly recommend going to www.MamaTEnergy.com and signing up either for the home membership or get even deeper, joining the one-on-one mentorship package, where you get 3 months with one-on-one hour-long sessions, 2 one-on-one hour-long sessions each month with me, in addition to the group coaching, the ritual, and the movement and the community that is the home membership. With that, I say ta-ta for now. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Mwah.